Any other questions or any other thoughts some of the team would like to give before we, thank you, Marcel, before we draw us to close?
I may just add one thing to David's very interesting question. I would say the way we define mindfulness and approach mindfulness is not just as a kind of like trying to find a calm state, so to speak, and just like in our emotion regulation in this sense. I was told, actually, this is the OMF saying that a great mindfulness teacher was asked, what is the lifetime fruit of mindfulness practice? And the answer was a skillful response. So mindfulness practice, or your own state, is emotional balance and mental clarity is not the end. The real end is actually response to challenges, whatever they are. And the idea is to find that optimal state of openness, clarity, and stability. And from that, there would be a response that comes from a much deeper intelligence. And and in our age of AI, that's not a small not a small thing, right? To connect with one's own deeper intelligence. And then we may have to face very difficult situations. Even in the academia, I personally do face them, and the practice of mindfulness is a considerable resource to respond to every little challenge. Yeah.
I can add a practical addendum to that, because I agree so strongly with what both Stanley and Marc-Henri just said to address this question. But David, to your question, I run my own company. I am the leader in my company. I had a lot of questions about the leadership component of this coming in. And as both of our instructors said, you take a broader skill set from this course. So this is not, as Stanley said, a Harvard business case. I didn't bring my specific business issues to the program. Instead, there are opportunities where you can write out your observations, your issues, what relates to you. But this isn't, it's not an MBA course. That being said, the skills, the space I sometimes now take before I make decisions, and the reading list I walked away from, that is now on my shelf, thank you, Marc-Henri, and I've been working my way through for the last year, has changed my leadership skill. It's not a leadership course, but it will affect how you act as a business leader. Personal perspective.
David, so last week I did a mindful leadership program for a venture capital firm in Singapore, and they're focusing on decarbonization. And again, the context can be wildly different. Yet, the common human foundations, what lies behind a skillful response is pretty much the same. And so it's really a question of sharing a framework and holding space and adjusting. So yeah, so that was for venture capital. And next month, I'll be working with Claire Kelly to deliver a different course to the Thai Well-Being Medicine and Lifestyle Association. So again, there's lots of different domains that this could have some relevance to. And we try to keep both the universality, but also allow the context to come through.